This is May 2014, 2014 audit question paper CA final. You know how many pages it is? Just 4 pages. Only 4 pages the question paper. And this is a beautiful paper. In this attempt only I qualified my CA final first group. So, you know, frequently you might be hearing this word. I don't know how many of you have heard this from your super seniors, or when you're doing articles from your principals, you might be hearing this. In our times, papers used to be very tough. In our times, qualifying CA is very tough, right? Have you heard of this? In those times, qualifying is quite easy. You know, personally, I will tell you, I never felt CA course difficult at all because the papers were so easy like this. Today, right now the audit paper, right now the FR paper, right now the CA institute, CA final exam papers or CA inter exam papers, they were quite challenging now. Earlier, when we were writing exams in 2014, 2015, 2010, my seniors, that time papers are even pathetic, even worse. They're dead easy. Okay, fine. Let me first show you the paper and then we'll discuss. And for your reference, I'm even showing you my inter audit paper which I wrote in 2011 May. And you see, this is only 2 pages. Sir, here 4 is there, na? 2 pages Hindi version, 2 pages English version. See, for example, these 2 pages only, that's it, and Hindi version starts. Even final audit, total 8 pages are there, English version 4, Hindi version 4. That's it. The questions are very plain, straight. Even if you study, for example, in our CA final, we have somewhere around 14-15 chapters. But we hardly studied 5 chapters or 6 chapters, that's it. We don't study any other chapter. And from those 5-6 chapters in CA final, we used to get at least 60 to 70 marks of the portion. And I attempted in my CA final audit, I remember very clear, 65 to 70 I attempted and I got 59 in audit. Just 65 to 70 marks I attended and I got 59 in audit. Only, that too what, you know, I never touched ICA study material. There is some handwritten notes of some faculty that time. Okay, I've not attended any coaching classes. My friend showed me 140 pages material. That's it. That entire material I mugged up and wrote the answer in my own words. And I got 59. Literally, if I tell you, I studied only 5 days my CA final audit. Honestly, I'm telling you. I can't give you any proof for that. But if at all anybody want a proof, I can show my proof. My roommates and all were there. So they will tell you. Entire my CA final, I studied only for 2 months. That to self preparation, no coaching. And I qualified because the papers were easy. See, as I already told, I never felt my CA final, CA inter journey was difficult at all. Because those days, to be honest, I'm little smart. I'm little smart in strategies. I'm little smart. I never felt CA course difficult because the faculties whoever taught us never explored the subject to its fullest. We didn't explore the subject to its fullest. We only know here and there some provisions in income tax, some provisions in audit, some provisions in law. We do a selective study, 20 to 30% of the syllabus hardly, and that only we will go and write exam for 60 to 70 marks and we get 50 plus easily. Like if at all somebody saying CA is tough, toughest course, all that means probably they might have felt it tough, I don't know, but I felt very easy. Personally, I felt very easy. I never felt CA tough. But now, if at all I am there in your times now, I would have felt extreme difficult. Now the CA course is really difficult. CA foundation, inter final. Now it is really difficult. It's not easy. Today the audit question paper is minimum 30 pages, 25 to 30 pages. May 25 attempt audit paper was 40 pages. You know, for us it's a jaw-dropping moment, like heart-dropping moment. If I see this paper, if I have to study now, I need 4 to 5 months of minimum time for both the groups. Earlier for me 2 months is enough. But now if I am in your times, if I have to write now the exam, I need 4 to 5 months of time minimum for self-preparation and starting from scratch, clearing both the groups at a time. So I need minimum 4 months to 5 months time. So 4 is enough for me. 4 is enough. Relatively I'm little fast because I'm very focused. When I'm working, I'm very focused. So this is the paper. Okay, fine. Let's see how this paper is. For inter audit, no, I'll do a separate video. This is for final students exclusively I'm doing. Look at, so see these questions, the same syllabus, whatever syllabus you have right now, the same syllabus we also have almost. So first question you see here, you know, they merely discloses existence of lawsuits in the note. Okay, there is a lawsuit against the company for 5 crore. The feels that suit is without merit, so unlucky merely discloses the existence. As an auditor, how will you deal with the situation? 250 standard. Okay. Next, you are hired by so and so to examine projected financials and give report thereon. What things you will consider before accepting the audit engagement, and what audit evidence will be obtained for reporting on projected financial statements? SCA 3400, SCA 3400. That question, straight question. You see here. And in absence of special audit report, he is insisting that he is provided with at least a written representation in respect of fraud. For this request also, the management remained silent. Written representation not provided. SA 580 question. You know what? When we study, when we read this paper, we don't understand anything. Something we understand and we write something. And that time, no, paper valuation was also very moderate. In the sense, right now SOPs were there. In the sense, the person who is valuing the paper, no, he don't have any discretionary power. He don't have any discretionary power. Suggested answer, they'll give you scheme of valuation. They will highlight certain keywords, key sentences. Only if that words and sentence were there, you need to put the mark. That kind of standardization was brought now. Earlier, no standardization, nothing. Paper valuation is also very normal. If you write decent answer than anybody else, you will get full marks. And that's how I scored. I'm by the way, through this video, I am not, my intention is not in any way insult those times and that time ICS stand. No, it's not that. I want to show how the papers were the time and how the valuation was the time and how the learning was the time to the current students. Then you might get this one more question. So then how come so many knowledgeable CS were there? That entire knowledge is obtained after qualifying. Even in my case, you know me as an audit faculty, right? You know that, you believe that I know the subject very decent, right? I learned it only when I started teaching audit. Before that, I literally don't know audit. I literally don't know opinion pair. I literally don't know basis for opinion. Nothing. I have never observed an audit report. I never observed. Even in my articleship, when we are preparing audit report, no, when we are preparing audit report, we just copy pasted from last year. We just changed the numbers, and in that we did lots of blunders, which our partners also failed to identify because they also don't know. But now internet is there, ChatGPT is there, AI tools were there. Anybody can easily verify your work with the AI tools. Even if they don't have knowledge, they can easily verify. So is reflected in paper setting also now. Now papers are being very advanced. See, very simple. Earlier, the papers were very moderate. The learning depth is also very moderate. Less than moderate, not even moderate. It's less than moderate. That time, this much of awareness is not there in financial reporting, audit, nothing. Everything is in developing stage. Okay. So, even the paper setters will not have that much exposure. But now the case is different. Like everything is advanced. Yes or no? After 10 years, no. Whatever papers now we are writing, it might seems very, very ordinary for 10 years later generation. Your juniors who are going to join CEO, CMA course after 10 years, no, they might feel your papers are quite easy. Because of AI tools, all that, tomorrow after 10 years, more of application oriented questions they will ask, not memory oriented. Institute will change. They will change. And more of application oriented question means only those who have a real and tremendous practical experience, only they can handle those question papers 10 years down the line. Best example, Certified Internal Audit course, US course, CPA. They are all very much of application oriented course where the materials were also application oriented. The student is learning right from the classroom, right from the studies itself, application orientation of the subject, and the same is being reflected in exams, and the same is being reflected in their quality of interview, all that. So now you see here, there are number of creditors except some old outstanding. No confirmation has been received. Common with respect to SA 505. Straight question, you see. Now this is regarding ethics. Okay, the basis for forecast, major situations, all that. This is regarding do not vouch accuracy, projections, I think schedule 2 part 1, clause number 3. Then he issued audit queries to client. He issued production certificate to the client. He attended. This one, clause number 12, CA should not allow somebody to sign. See, 5 marks question, easy questions, that too. While applying COP, he did not fill the columns. By the way, I'll tell you, in my CA final audit, one hack is what, Pakka from professional ethics, we get 20 marks. We are very perfect in professional ethics, that to remembering clauses. We never study branch audit provision. We don't study qualification of members, certificate of practice, restoration. No, nothing. We only mug up these clauses and we go exam, write clause number perfectly and clause related details perfectly and give the answer and come out. That's what I did. I'm honestly telling you, I should have applied for certificate copies that time. because that time certified copy is 500 rupees per paper. Ayo, why should I waste that money? So I didn't apply. If at all I applied, I would have showed you. I wrote CA final audit for 65 to 70 marks. I can say 40 marks perfectly I wrote, remaining 30-35 marks average answers. Remaining, why you didn't write? I literally don't know. I don't know at all. I never studied that. Even if I have to write something on my own, I must know something, right? But I don't know at all. So 70 marks approximately is what maximum I wrote, and I end up scoring 59. So the lawyer out of the professional fee received paid a particular sum of fee to referral fee. Part number 2, schedule number 1, sharing, accepting fees from companies, employers, third parties. You see how many questions were there? Continuously almost 14 questions came from ethics directly. Not 14, 4, 9, 9 plus 3, 12, and 12 plus 4, 16. Some other question also will be there. By the way, that time MCQs were not there. So fine. Anyhow, the whole point of this video is very simple. Don't feel bad or down or negative. No, if your senior CAs or if at all your partners and all is saying in our times the papers used to be very tough, we learned a lot of knowledge, nothing. Bogus it is, completely bogus. This itself they failed. In the sense our generation and my senior generations, we failed in these kinds of papers itself. Imagine the kind of resources that we have. See, earlier we don't have much of materials, we don't have faculties, we don't have resources, we don't have YouTube. So the papers are also, even the papers are very moderate here, it appears ultra tough for us. That's why CA course feels tough even though the papers were easy compared to current standard. But now paper standards have increased. For you the resources increased. Yes or no? Number of books increased, number of faculties increased, guidance increased, exam standards also increased. So on a relative level, the toughness remains same. For you, the concepts are tough, but resources are more. For us, the concepts are, exam standard is very low, resources are also low. So as a whole, the ignorance level is same. That's it. So that's it. 4 pages, you see. How straight questions, all are straight questions. NPO norm for agriculture advance. Yeah, this is CA inter 5 marks question, that too. Okay, bank audit I didn't study in my CA final. And how do you verify outstanding premium and agents balances? Insurance, at that time we have insurance company audit also. Periodical review of stocks. What factors while planning a performance audit? He has not taken the same out of the scope of audit question. Investigation question, areas excluded from peer reviewer. Straight questions all are. And classification of fraud by NBFC 4 marks. Right now you have classification of frauds by NBFC. Causes of risk of MMS in CAS, computer information system. That time we call it as, now it is called as automated environment. Evaluation of inherent risk at financial statement level. Objectives of internal check, tolerable misstatement. 4 marks question. Tolerable misstatement, 2 lines definition. 2 lines definition, 4 marks question. See. So the point is, now the paper standards have tremendously increased. By the way, I just want to add one more point. Many faculties along with me, whoever qualified, 10 years before, 7 years before, especially 15 years before, many faculties, they have not updated their subject as per the current standard. That is why they are still in the old school, in the sense they still think the papers are of same standard. That's why their explanation, subject orientation is still in the same old style. And that's the reason many students know when they listen to the class, they feel very moderate. But when they see the question paper, they feel something altogether different. If at all you are getting this kind of feeling after coaching and seeing the question paper, like if there is a substantial difference between what you heard in the class and what is there in the question paper, that's because the gap. And of course, there are many recently qualified CAs who are in the faculty stream who just mug up the subject earlier and now they're not giving conceptual clarity. Today, in order to crack the exams, you require memory, you require understanding, because for MCQs, memory will not help. Memory alone will not help. Understanding the case study, understanding the question which is asked, that is important. So, literally, you are in the most challenging papers. You are in the time of most challenging papers. It's an opportunity for you. It's also a threat for you, in the sense you are only facing toughest papers. You are only facing the toughest papers. But whatever it is, resources were abundant. We are there to guide you in all dimensions. We are there to open your eyes to show all this, especially. That's it. So do well. All the very best. If I have to specifically talk about the papers, you know, up to 2017, the papers were like this only. Whereas from 2018, when the new scheme of CA Inter was announced at that time, from IPCC to CA Inter, it came. Okay, earlier we have 7 subjects, then 8 subjects they made. Then the paper standard slightly seen improvement. Okay, up to 2022 also slightly papers are seen some improvements. Whereas from 2024, after they launched the new scheme with 6 subjects, the papers became extreme tough, in the sense they are asking nook and corner in every chapter, in every subject. They are not leaving any particular concept, any topic, nothing. Every topic they are considering, equal priority they are giving. So now you are in the most toughest phase of the CA history. In the sense, the question papers are tough, the concepts are tough, the syllabus is so lengthy. Technically, ICSS syllabus is reduced by eliminating 2 subjects and they kept in SPOM. That's okay, that's one side of the story. But in the remaining 6 subjects, they're asking from corners. MCQs, you see, how corner MCQs they're asking. So take this as an opportunity and then work more. And one more thing. Like currently now in the industry, from my friends and all, what I'm hearing is like now CS who are coming, there is no quality. This is what they are complaining. Arey, you are my friend, especially my friends who qualified along with me 8, 9 years, 10 years ago. More than him, now the CS have good amount of knowledge, but what is lacking, their sincerity towards the job is lacking. In the sense, they are working 12 hours, but not focused. Many, I'm not talking about everybody, but there are many who are not working focused, who are not working smartly, who are just wasting time, Insta reels, all that, and then they're giving improper output to the management, top management, or whatever, to their senior or team leaders, and this is the impression they're getting. Here, I want to give one reply to them. The corporate world, I want to give one reply. 10 years back, when we qualified, the package offered to us in campus selection was 8 to 9 lakh. Minimum 7 lakh we used to get. 9 lakh, 10 lakhs, and my friends, some of my friends got to 11, 12 lakhs. And one of my friends is an all-India ranker, he got 13 lakh. BPCL, like that. Today, how much is the institute offering in the campus? I mean, how much the companies are offering in the campus selection after 10 years? Same amount. Array, even after 10 years, the same package you're offering to a fresher CA, which you offered 10 years before. Company revenues increased, profits increased, assets values appreciated, market capitalizations appreciated. What about employee pay? Didn't you recognize inflation in the past 10 years? You raise your company product prices, but not the initial pay that you offer to the candidate. So you feel cost cutting in the amount that you pay to a human being. You don't believe in cost cutting anywhere else. You want to cut the cost to the human beings. Now tell me, when this is the kind of culture which the companies are following, how do a person get motivation to work hard? So if employees has to work sincerely, honestly, the companies has to raise the pay scale. Now, technically speaking, the minimum pay should be 15 lakhs. At least 13 lakhs. Minimum pay for a CA, fresher CA, must be 13 lakhs. At least it should be 13 lakhs. If some of my friends ask me, in practice, like, I want a new person as a partner, so we are ready to pay 50. I openly tell them, no, you pay 1 lakh, then you will find a partner. Now in the CA industry, in CAs in practice, especially small and medium sized firms, they are struggling. Many of them are struggling. And some of them are struggling because of lack of manpower. They want a CA partner. They want a CA as a partner or employee, but they're not ready to pay more than 50, 60. Are first get them by paying 1 lakh here. Okay, I know some profit will reduce. It's okay, fine. First, both of you work hard. And then naturally your farm business will grow and naturally you can recover that. You are stuck without recruiting anybody, with losing lots of opportunities, just because you are not ready to pay another 50,000 extra to a CA. So the new minimum norm must be 1 lakh. And I'll do a separate video on this, like how to negotiate with people, how to negotiate in industry, corporate, everywhere. I'll make a separate video for everybody. Okay, so once you qualify as a CA, you can use that particular technique. Okay, that's it. Fine, all the best.